Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Heat trade proposal lands $215 million All-NBA guard for Tyler Herro. The Miami Heat may need more offensive firepower knowing their aspirations. While it may sound a little extreme, one player who could solve all of their problems on that end is Trae Young. Young may have a new home this offseason, and if the Atlanta Hawks follow through on trading him, Bleacher Report's Andy Bailey proposed the following trade that would send him to the Heat. Bailey explained why Young would fit with what Miami needs. For Miami, this would be a talent play. The Heat ranked 21st in offensive rating this season, and Young, despite his flaws and the steady flow of criticism he's faced over the years, remains one of the NBA's most dynamic offensive engines. He added that should a trade happen, the Heat would have to shore up their depth, but seemed optimistic about them doing just that. The Heat would have to scour free agency or the undrafted free agent market to find depth around Young, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo, but they've proven adept at that in the past. Young and the Hawks haven't had much success outside of their Cinderella run to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021. Young will enter the third year of a 5-year, $215 million contract. Because the Hawks have underwhelmed after their Eastern Conference Finals run, they could be in for some major changes. Hoops Hype's Michael Scotto reported that the Hawks could trade either Young or Murray this offseason. There's a widespread belief among rival executives that the Hawks will break up their backcourt and part with either Trae Young or DeJounte Murray this offseason. In years past, there was strong resistance to moving Young, but rival executives believe Atlanta will be more open to that conversation this offseason than ever before. Young has quite the rap sheet, having made the All-Star team 3 times and making an All-NBA appearance. If he is on the market, the offer that Bailey outlines would be a strong offer for Young. Miami has hit home runs with multiple trades, like trading for Shaquille O'Neal and Jimmy Butler. The Hawks star has his warts, but the Heat are running out of time with Butler. Young could salvage what's left of Miami's time with Butler. In a May 22 story, Bailey explained why Murray is a realistic option for the Heat. His defense isn't on the level it was with the San Antonio Spurs, but Miami could get him back there. And the maximized version of Murray, Bam Adebayo, and Jimmy Butler, assuming he's still around, could lead a nightmarish defense. Murray's playmaking and improved outside shot would also represent an offensive upgrade over last season's point guard minutes from Kyle Lowry and Terry Rozier. Since the Hawks acquired Murray, they have not done what they hoped they would do. Murray has made an all-star team and has good size for a point guard. He is the ultimate matchup problem. Even if things haven't worked out the way he and the Hawks would have liked, it may ultimately be due to him being miscast. Jimmy Butler drives Lakers trade buzz watching Cameron Brink, Sparks, 22 looks good in purple and gold. Jimmy Butler has found himself the subject of trade rumors this offseason after a disappointing year for the Miami Heat. Butler missed Miami's first-round loss to the Boston Celtics due to a knee injury, and he has not played more than 64 games in any of his 5 seasons with the Heat. When asked about a potential contract extension this offseason, Heat president Pat Riley said that Butler's injuries would be a factor in deciding whether or not to pay him. That's a big decision on our part to commit those kinds of resources unless you have somebody who's going to be there and available every single night, Riley said. Butler reportedly wants a 2-year, max extension. The Heat, thus far, have not appeared willing to give it to him. Other teams, including the Philadelphia 76ers, reportedly would. This has driven speculation about a possible trade. Butler could land with a team willing to pay him now, while the Heat could recoup assets that they could later direct towards a younger, healthier star that better aligns with the timeline of their other all-star, Bam Adebayo. Butler hasn't commented officially on the rumors, but he did make waves while watching the Los Angeles Sparks on Friday. Sparks rookie Cameron Brink has said that Butler is her favorite NBA player to watch, and Butler attended Friday's game to support her. On the broadcast, he was asked about how he was spending his offseason. "Doing a lot of stuff he probably shouldn't be doing," Butler quipped. He added that he would be spending a lot of time in Los Angeles before turning his attention to Brink, specifically. "For some reason, 22 just looks good in purple and gold." Another well-known basketball team in Los Angeles also happens to wear purple and gold, the Lakers. Butler wears number 22 for the Heat. It's not exactly hard to put two and two together and see that he was hinting, whether seriously or jokingly, at how he might fit with the Lakers. Unfortunately for Butler, number 22 is off-limits to all Lakers. It was last worn by team legend Elgin Baylor and has since been retired. The number 23 jersey he wore with the Timberwolves and 76ers has been claimed by LeBron James, but if he is willing to wear a different number, perhaps number 21, which he wore with the Bulls and is currently worn by Maxwell Lewis, a rookie last season who may be open to a swap, there is an obvious fit for Butler on the Lakers. They have reportedly been aggressive on the trade market this offseason, with 3 first-round picks to trade and a clear need for a two-way wing. Butler obviously fits the bill. Of course, the Lakers would be going all in on the present if they gave up their picks for the soon-to-be 35-year-old Butler. They would also have to give up a ton of depth just to match salary on Butler's $48.8 million cap figure. For those reasons, such a deal would be unlikely, but the message here is hard to miss. Butler is keeping an eye on other teams. He wants that extension, and if the Heat aren't prepared to give it to him, he's willing to look around at other teams that might. Insiders expect Klay Thompson to leave the Warriors. The idea of Klay Thompson donning a non-Warriors jersey is still surreal to some, but the man himself is seemingly preparing to move out of the Bay Area. On the Warriors Plus Minus podcast recently, The Athletic's Marcus Thompson II and Anthony Slater reported that all signs point to Thompson departing from the Warriors as a free agent this offseason. "His situation remains very unsettled behind the scenes," Slater said, reiterating his report from May 30th when he said that Thompson appears ready to test free agency waters for the first time in his career. Thompson too chimed in, "I don't think it's looking good for him coming back. I think he's going to get a bunch of money thrown at him. Then Klay has to decide." Thompson too added that the Warriors' sharpshooter could attract offers north of $30 million per season from interested suitors such as the Magic, Thunder, and Sixers. He also didn't rule out the possibility of other teams joining the fray when the NBA's free agency period commences on June 29. While the Warriors, who own Thompson's bird rights, could technically outbid other suitors by offering the Splash Brother more money, the chances of that happening are slim. Team Governor Joe Lacob has reiterated that his franchise intends to shed its mounting luxury tax bill after spending a whopping $384 million in 2023-24 just to finish 10th in the Western Conference. Since the 2013-14 season, Lacob's ownership group has spent $677 million in luxury tax penalties, per ESPN's Bobby Marks. The Warriors' roster could look drastically different starting with the 2024-25 season. The Miami Heat is interested in hiring Klay Thompson if he became a free agent. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Klay Thompson? Leave your opinion in the comments.